celebrate this special moment in Los Angeles. Because my story in this country began right here. While I was raised in America and have known no other home, like so many Californians, I wasn't born. I was born 7,000 miles away in the Philippines, where my parents were serving as social justice missionaries. I was all of 2 months old when their mission came to an abrupt halt. Why? A dictator rose to power. He and his forces trampled some of the very same civil rights my father fought for in America, and that I now defend. So my parents fled, European help, seeking opportunity and a better life. It's a story told a million times in a million different ways. At 2 months old, my feet made contact with this great city of Los Angeles. My parents found a home and a community in Echo Park, and my California story began. As Attorney General, I now have the great honor of representing all Californians, those who have called on the state home for generations, and those who are just putting down roots from Eureka to San Diego, from the Inland Empire to the Pacific Ocean. Every community is unique and special in its own way. But Los Angeles will always have a special place in my heart. That's why I'm so excited to be here today, surrounded by friends, supporters, current and former colleagues. I'm grateful for your presence and your continued confidence in me. And most importantly, to my family. Mia, my partner in life, my partner in service. I'm so happy and grateful to be on this journey with you today. My 85-year-old mother, Cynthia, who has always believed I can do anything. All my family here on the farm, my children, Raina, Liliana, and Odessa, my sister Lisa, my brother-in-law, my mother-in-law, Magali. You fill my life with light and love. And of course, to my father, Warren, who we lost in July. He was here with us in spirit. Until this year, he'd been at every swearing in to every elected office I've ever had the privilege to hold. Dad, I miss you. I wish you could see how far we've come from those early days and years in Echo Park. But on my best days, on a day like today, I wake up and I see your glimmer reflected in the mirror. I carry your legacy forward, your commitment to righting wrongs. My journey for justice began with his. When he was no older than my son Andres' age today, my dad turned on the radio and TV to stories of steep injustices in America. Children denied an education. Americans denied the right to vote. An entire race told to drink from separate water fountains and eat at separate lunch counters. My dad felt a call to action. And while studying at Berkeley, a friend mailed to him recordings of a minister in the Deep South who was fighting those injustices head on. With the voice of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. echoing in his head, my dad purchased a train ticket to Selma to join his cause. There, he organized the voting rights, he organized the civil rights. It was a decision for him that changed everything. It set him on a path that led him to meet my mom, a fellow social justice warrior in Berkeley. I led both of them to the Philippines, and then here to Los Angeles. After more than a year in the city of Angels, my parents moved us to the Tehachapi Mountains, over 2 hours from here, to a trailer at the United Farm Workers headquarters in La Paz, the heart of the farm workers movement. They were recruited to help Filipino and Latino farm workers advocate for better wages and working conditions, alongside the respect of child and welfare groups. Some of my first memories are from that trailer, playing with my siblings near dusty patches of ground, listening to my parents recap their day at the dinner table. In the pause, it didn't matter if your dad was 7 child or a migrant worker. It didn't matter if you were Filipino, Latino, Black, or white. Everyone was there because of the mission. We all sought justice in the world, and we wanted to fix it, to fight for those who did wrong. That time sparked a passion in me that never dimmed, one that fueled me years later when I returned here to Los Angeles in the summer of '91, a college student be here to roll up my sleeves and serve. I spent that summer working at Las Familias del Pueblo, a humble yet transformational community center in the Garden District that was founded and run by Alice Cowell, a former Catholic nun turned Episcopal priest and a champion for the homeless and the poor. Under the guidance of Alice, who possesses an enviable fountain of eternal energy and optimism, we serve garden workers and their children, and their families, folks without homes, and other vulnerable community members. It was always busy, always moving fast and furious, not one day like any other. We cared for beautiful children like Chewy and Wampa and James. We fed the hungry, and we helped community members exercise their rights. But more than anything, the center was a safe and supportive place for families and Angelinos trying to make it in a neighborhood full of challenges. Alice showed me when you're not sure what to do, lead with love. She taught me how to meet people where they are with no judgment, to be empathetic, caring, and compassionate. That was decades ago, but to this day, Alice is still at the center, loving the children she serves and making sure her neighbors get the support they need with the respect they deserve. I'm so happy that Alice is here with us today. All you meant to me for being here on this special day. From Los Angeles to La Paz to the Bay Area, where Mia and I raised our family and built our careers, California changed everything for me. California raised me. It gave me the opportunity and inspiration to become a public attorney, then a state assembly member, and now your California Attorney General. From working with nation-leading advocates in the California legislature to enshrine the strongest protections for reproductive freedom in the nation, to unapologetically taking on the NRA to help end the pain of gun violence that so many of our communities have been forced to endure, to launching groundbreaking efforts and investigations to tackle everything from the housing crisis to disparities in our healthcare, education, and criminal justice systems. I've been proud to safeguard the fundamental rights of all Californians, to take on powerful interests that harm our families, to take down criminals who violate our laws. And this is only the beginning. Since I first stepped into this position, we've sued the polluters, won against big tobacco at the Supreme Court, and secured billions of dollars from Big Pharma for harming our communities. We took historic steps to fight a historic rise in hate, organized some of the largest takedowns of organized crime in the history of California, ushered in a new wave of transparency and trust in law enforcement, and launched new tools and resources for victims and survivors. It's been a busy 2 years, because now, more than ever, we need leaders in government and law enforcement who will build and rebuild bridges with our communities. And today, you have my commitment to do just that. I'm here to protect and serve our community because I'm a proud son of California, because I am my parents' son. I began with my dad's story, but when I look in the mirror on my good days, I see another reflection too. My mom's. In my earliest years, my mom would organize a birthday party for me and then turn around and organize a protest. I watched her demand change, demand an end to oppression, demand a seat at the table for APIs, for women, for working people. And I often saw leaders and systems refuse to listen. When it was time to step up, the powerful shied away. She reminds me, I said, Mom, when I grow up, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen when the community needs help. My mom was the people's organizer, and her son is the people's attorney. Today's oath is my commitment to listen and to turn the words of our community into action. Because when I look at the beautifully diverse communities that make our state so great, see myself, my family, my story. When I was growing up, I didn't see anyone who looked like me in elected office. No Filipino American had ever served in our state legislature, and certainly not at the helm of the nation's largest state Department of Justice. But that is why the California dream is so potent. My story is at once so unlikely and so California. Born an ocean away, born to working parents, by most accounts I shouldn't be standing in front of you. But the California dream says something different. It says in the Golden State, anything is possible. I'm living proof. My story can only happen here. And with this opportunity comes a responsibility to make it possible for every child, to further break the barriers my parents cracked, to continue pushing California to be a more inclusive, just, and equitable place. We know it can be. A few generations ago, as an Asian American, the law would have denied me the ability to freely testify in court, to access public accommodations like hotels and restaurants, to marry me, the person I love. How far we've come. Today, I take an oath to serve as our state's chief law enforcement officer, the person who enforces the law and ensures no one's rights are infringed. This role is a privilege, a duty, and a sacred obligation. I will not squander it. I will use the full authority of my office and the full force of the law to help as many people as possible and do as much good as I can. I will defend your freedom, your safety, and your well-being. And as the people's attorney, I'm going to need you, rightly, you've always been every step of the way, by my side. Because together we're going to get after it, together we're going to push, together we're going to shake things up. We're going to embrace the urgency of now and be impatient for change. This is a new day for justice. Today, justice is full speed ahead. Because that's the only speed I have. Like my parents, I'm driven by the desire to protect and defend everyday people who've been harmed, mistreated, or abused. My parents' fight for justice continues to me. On my best days, I look in the mirror and I see that. Thank you, Los Angeles, and thank you, California.